What's up? Thanks for joining us once again for our play-by-play for UFC 124 preview. This is Darius with HTRMMA.com. Let's jump right into it. We've got 5 matches that should be very, very interesting as we come off a Ultimate Fighter finale. Starting things off, Thiago, Alves, John Howard. Very interesting as this bout, still at welterweight for Alves after losing two of his last couple of fights. He wasn't able to make weight at. Rumor has it that he was positioned to move down to middleweight. Move to middleweight, not down but up. Petition to stay where he's at, and they say that he got one more shot at it. He's coming off of 2 consecutive losses, 1 to Fitch, 1 to GSP. Not bad competition here. He's got great hands, even better knees, devastating knees. Ask Matt Hughes if you don't remember that. And he's taking on a good wrestler in John Howard, who's going to be solid either on the feet or on the ground. But in a fit of desperation, Thiago Alves needs this more than anything. We're going to see him come out on top. Next, we've got Joe Stevens, Danzig. This is almost a loser leave town match. Stevens, 3 of his last fights, losses. But 3 of his last 4 fights have been fight of the night. So, as long as you're keeping it exciting, you're gonna have a shot. But Joe Daddy, I don't know here. He's been having trouble finding himself. Even more difficulty with guys who are good on the ground. Danzig, very good, but also vulnerable to guys who can hit the submission. He's lost the last 4 of his fights, 4 of his last 5. Gotta give it to Stevenson, because he's got it in the heart. The guy just goes and goes until he can't go anymore. I still have the sight of him bloody and on his knees after his loss to BJ Penn. Stevenson goes out in a blaze of fire here, and I think he comes out on top. Next, we've got Jim Miller versus Charles Oliveira. Charles, great submission, guys. His hands are awesome as well. Back-to-back submissions of the night. Only been to the judges once in his career. So Jim Miller, also very, very good. He's never been finished. BJJ black belt, great submissions. I mean, he's only lost to Frankie Edgar, champion, and Ray Maynard, challenger to the champion. This could be your fight of the night. Typically, we know the story goes, 2 great ground guys, they're going to stand up. Who's going to have the better hands? Probably Charles. I will probably give it to Charles here. Miller, like I said, has never been finished there, so this is going to be a scrap. I'm going to give it to Charles here in a very, very closely contested fight. Very good fight. Moving on to our last match on the card, Stefan, Struve, McCorkle. Don't have a lot of faith coming in to this bout with Sean, and that's weird to say with someone who's 10-0 coming into the bout, but Sean, maybe he's playing it down a bit, but he's saying, he's cutting the videos, saying that, Struve may be the better fighter, but I'm better looking. Where's your confidence? You're 10-0 here. If you don't have confidence in yourself, I don't have confidence in you. So, Struve coming off a KO of the night, which got him a 4-fight contract. And, let's look at his losses recently. Junior Dos Santos, top 10. Roy Nelson, top 10. He also has a submission of the night. So the big skyscraper can do it from anywhere on the mat. I think he's got a way to go before we see anything serious at him. I don't as far as being in the top echelons of the UFC, he's got a long ways to go, to be honest. But he's got enough to take care of the undefeated Sean McCorkle tonight, and we'll go ahead and see him get the win. Finally, we've got GSP Josh Koscheck 2. This is going to be an excellent bout here. First time we went all 5 rounds to the decision. That's the knock on GSP. He can't finish fights. We see a lot of guys go the distance with him. The surprising thing in the first bout, Josh Koscheck, All-American wrestler, got out-wrestled for 5 rounds by GSP here. GSP riding a 7-fight win streak. And he does finish opponents where he's motivated in the situation. Matt Hughes, and of course Sarah Penn. All 3 guys, he had a lot of motivation coming into this bout, a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove in this bout as well. I think people, are starting to realize, just how he's not able to finish fights. Also the fact that, he's been talking a lot of smack. Koscheck over and over trying to get in his head, and he's, St. Pierre's admitted that he's been in his head and under his skin, and that's not a good thing for Koscheck. I don't know why you would do this. I mean, the guy, his last loss is coming when he overlooked an opponent. You don't want this guy zoning in on you. You don't want this guy, focusing on you. You want him to think, okay, I've already beat him. Let me look on to a bigger fight. You don't want him focusing on you and wanting to actually destroy you. Bad move, Koscheck. You might be riding a 3-fight win streak, but if what got you there was your wrestling, as you were able to ground and pound, or actually lay and pray on Paul Daly to get the title shot, but yet you're getting out wrestled against this guy, you could be in a world of trouble. I gotta go with the champ here. We're gonna see GSP, finest GSP we see yet. Look for him to finally finish the fight and go over here. 3rd, maybe 4th round. I know Koscheck has been saying he's going to knock him out in 2 or 3. Nah, I don't see that happening. So overall, we've got St. Pierre, Struve, Charles, Joe Daddy, and Thiago Alves with the wins. This is your UFC 124 preview. We'll catch you up with the recap afterwards. Make sure you check it out. HCRMMA.com. Rate, subscribe, share.
Adrenaline rush, feel for me.